You are standing in the rain outside a bar you have never been inside before. The address was written on a napkin that no longer exists. You memorized it, then you burned it in the sink of a motel room in a city that is not your city, using a lighter that belongs to a man who is not you. You have been that man for 11 weeks. His name is Daniel Reyes. He grew up in Laredo. He has a scar on his left forearm from a kitchen accident at age 9. He prefers his coffee black. He does not flinch at loud noises. You practice that last one in the mirror, not flinching. You are still practicing. You push open the door. Phase 1, the entry. The bar smells like spilled beer and cigarette smoke, and something underneath both of those things that you will later learn to identify as fear metabolized into routine. There are 7 men inside. You count them without moving your eyes in a way that looks like counting. This is something they taught you in a windowless room in Quantico over the course of 6 days. How to see a room without appearing to look at it. How to register exits, weapons, dominant hands, sight lines. All of it in the time it takes to walk from a door to a bar stool. You sit down. The bartender does not ask what you want. He puts a beer in front of you because someone called ahead. Someone vouched for Daniel Reyes. That vouching took 4 months to arrange. A federal prosecutor, 2 confidential informants, 17 controlled phone calls, and 1 staged arrest that left a real bruise on your left cheekbone that you had to explain to a woman whose name you cannot use in this account. She believed the explanation you gave her. You have never decided whether that made things better or worse. You drink the beer slowly. This is the beginning. Not the beginning of something dramatic, the beginning of something procedural. That is the first thing they strip from you in training, the expectation of drama. Undercover work is not dramatic. It is administrative. It is showing up. It is consistency. It is the slow, grinding accumulation of believability performed every single day in front of people who will kill you if the performance wavers. The drama comes later. The drama comes when you have forgotten to expect it. Your handler's voice is in your ear twice a day, 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., 30 seconds each time. A check-in protocol disguised as a wrong number call to a dry cleaner. You confirm you are alive. You confirm the cover is intact. There is no warmth in these calls. Warmth is a liability. Warmth makes you want to say things that cannot be said on a monitored line. Your handler understands this. So do you. You have a good handler. You will not appreciate this until you have a bad one. The first 3 months inside any organization are the same. You are no one. You are a name that means nothing yet. You run errands. You drive. You stand outside doors while conversations happen on the other side of them. You carry things without being told what is inside them. You eat meals in silence at tables where no one addresses you directly. This is not cruelty. This is protocol. Every organization, legitimate or otherwise, has a probationary period. The only difference here is that failure is not a written warning filed with human resources. Failure here is a shallow grave in a drainage ditch off a county road. You think about this at a precise, measured frequency. Enough to stay alert, not enough to become paralyzed. They taught you that calibration too. You sleep 4 to 6 hours a night, not because you cannot sleep longer, because Daniel Reyes sleeps 4 to 6 hours a night, and you have to be Daniel Reyes at all hours, including the ones before dawn when a man you answer to might call with no warning to ask where you are and what you are doing. The answer must come immediately, without the half-second delay of someone remembering who they are supposed to be. That half-second is the difference between alive and not alive. You begin to understand in those first months that the training prepared you for the technical dimensions of this work, the surveillance detection routes, the communication protocols, the cover story architecture. What the training did not prepare you for, what training cannot prepare you for, is the texture of it, the specific weight of living inside someone else's name, the way it settles into your muscles, the way you reach for a response and find Daniel Reyes's response before your own, the way that stops feeling wrong. Phase 2, the ascent.
At month 5, you are trusted with a key. It is a physical key, brass, unremarkable, that opens a storage unit on the eastern edge of the city. You are not told what is inside. You are told to go there on the 3rd Wednesday of every month, count what is there, and report the number to a man named Cortez using a phrase that sounds like a weather observation. You do this. You do it correctly. The count is reported. The phrase is delivered. Nothing happens visibly, but something has shifted. You have been handed a small piece of the architecture. You are no longer purely decorative. This is how ascent works inside these structures, not through ambition or performance reviews, through reliability, through showing up every 3rd Wednesday, through not asking questions about the key, through demonstrating that you can be handed a small piece of the architecture and not break it. The organizations that survive, and they do survive, decades through prosecutions, internal purges, and federal task forces, survive because they promote based on one criterion. Can this person be trusted with something that could destroy us? Not intelligence, not loyalty in any emotional sense, operational reliability. You have it. You have always had it. It is, in fact, the reason you were recruited. It is not a compliment. By month 8, you are in the room during the conversations. Not speaking, still not speaking, but present. This is a meaningful distinction. Being present means you are being assessed for comprehension, for discretion, for how your face behaves when certain things are said. You train your face in advance. You have a face for hearing things that disturb you. It looks like mild boredom. You have rehearsed it. You use it frequently in the coming months. The first time you witness something that will appear in an indictment, you transmit the information through your handler using a dead drop protocol at a parking structure on the 3rd level, northeast stairwell, behind a loose concrete block at knee height. The information takes 4 minutes to transfer. The legal process it initiates will take 4 years. You will not be there to see it. You will be somewhere else by then, inside a different name, watching a different door. Year 1 ends without ceremony. There is no marker, no acknowledgement. You wake on the day that completes your first year as Daniel Reyes, and you make coffee the way Daniel Reyes makes it, and you go where Daniel Reyes goes, and you do not think about the anniversary, because Daniel Reyes has no reason to think about it. But somewhere beneath Daniel Reyes, in the part of you that is still technically the person whose name is in your actual file, something calculates. 1 year, you are still here. The cover is intact. The wire has been replaced twice. The dry cleaner has received 734 routine wrong number calls. You are still here. That is the only metric that matters. Still here. In year 2, you are given decisions to make. Small ones at first. Routing, timing, personnel selection from minor tasks. You make the decisions the way Daniel Reyes would make them, which is also, after sufficient immersion, the way you make them, because the line between those two things has developed a significant degree of permeability. You report these decisions to your handler. Your handler notes them. The notes go into a file you are not permitted to read. The decisions are correct, meaning they advance the operation without compromising the cover. You receive no feedback. The absence of feedback is itself the feedback. Still here, still intact, continue. The ascent, you understand now, has no visible summit. You do not arrive somewhere, you deepen. The access deepens, the trust deepens, the information deepens. And with each deepening, the extraction becomes more complex and more dangerous, because the more you know, the more reason they have to ensure that you never stop being someone who only knows it from the inside. Phase 3, the system. Every organization has its written rules and its actual rules. In your previous life, the life attached to your real name and your federal salary and your health insurance and your retirement account, the gap between written and actual rules was bureaucratic, procedural irritants. Here, the gap is operational and it is absolute. The written rule is that no product moves without authorization from the top. The actual rule is that authorization from the top is a formality that follows the movement, not precedes it. And the formality is triggered only when the numbers reach a specific threshold. Below that threshold, movement is discretionary. The threshold is $340,000. You know this because you have been present for enough accounting conversations to have internalized the rhythm of them. You have never written this number down. You carry it the way you carry all operational intelligence, in the compressed, categorized architecture of a mind that has been trained to function as its own secure server. The unspoken rules are more numerous and more consequential than the spoken ones. You do not ask about events before your arrival. You do not ask about people who are no longer mentioned. You do not make direct eye contact with Cortez for more than 3 seconds in any single exchange, not because this was explained to you, but because you observed it in others and calibrated accordingly. You train your face in advance. You have a face for hearing things that disturb you. It looks like mild boredom. You have rehearsed it. You use it frequently in the coming months.